So a while ago I discovered this new flight simulator game, and I thought, gee, it'd be awesome to have a joystick with that game that more accurately resembled the actual cockpit of the thing. And so I set about designing a 3D printed one. There's the gimbal at the base of it, and a magnet goes in the bottom there, and there's a little Hall effect sensor over there that does 2D magnet positioning, so it works nice and precisely. And then I got sick of having to run back and forth between the hackerspace to print the parts after I'd designed them. So I thought, I'm going to go build myself a 3D printer so I can, iterate on my design faster. And that took a year. And in that year, I bought an exact replica of the stick and throttle in that flight simulator. So kind of nobbled myself. But anyway, I got back on track and I've started designing pieces on my printer. And this here is something I've just redesigned tonight from my old SCADs. It may not be easy to see on the video. That is a 4-directional hat switch. The hat switches are the ones that sit up on top of the joystick here that go up, down, left, right. It's sort of a mini joystick on top of the joystick. It's used for HOTAS commands, used to access the menus of the plane without taking the hands off the throttle. But it basically consists of a printed part that holds 4 of these little micro switches that you've no doubt seen before, with the 4 legs on the bottom. Jesus, camera's terrible at focusing things up close. It's got the 4 little legs on the bottom and the button on the top. But it just holds 4 of those, all facing inwards, and there's a hole in the bottom there for a screw to come up through the bottom. See the legs poke out the top, the bottom, and I'll snap the ones off the top. And so a screw goes through that hole, up into there, and then screws onto a little hat that sits on top of the hat, I suppose. It's got a hole in it too, so it goes on top of there, and then you can tilt it 4 different directions and trigger 4 of the different switches, and the force of the switch is enough to push it back to center. I just need to find a M5 bolt. Those switches fit in there nice and snug, and they don't wobble about. I have a previous version over here which was designed for my older of the Hackerspaces printer, which produced lovely prints like that one. Now, you can't even see how terrible it is. That's real bad. But now that I've got an awesome printer that can print awesome resolution, I can sort of tone everything down. Hooray!